Bet Sports.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dude to Bet Sports. We're a day late. That was because it was hockey day yesterday. There's no way I could have done a show yesterday with the games going on and especially how they turned out. So we're back. We're here a day late. I actually think during this time of year, it's better to do it on Thursday because we're one day closer to Saturday's college basketball slate. So I think it makes sense to move it maybe to Thursday for now on.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because
Makes
when we
sense.
did it
Big games.
Wednesday, there's so many games that were playing
Yes.
Wednesday, you know?
That's right.
So
That's right. If we did it on Wednesday, we'd have to do Wednesday and Saturday.
yeah, and I don't want to do it on Saturday. Yeah.
Sometimes when you're thinking about Saturday's games, you got to consider the results of Wednesday's games. So
Exactly. Yeah. No, and I mean, and we saw some game. We were going to talk about them as we go through the games. We saw some stuff where it's like, yeah, that was kind of can't miss stuff. So, yeah, we'll definitely do that. Look, before we do, I'm going to start with the hockey because there's another one going on right now in the women's side of it. So I'm just going to quickly pull this up. This is going to be Friday's semifinals for the men's. So this will be Friday. Those are central time zones. Canada will play Finland, and Slovakia will play the United States. We're on a run right now. We had 3 straight overtime games yesterday, and we have an overtime game in the bronze medal game right now for the women. So 4 straight overtimes in this Olympic hockey. It has been boring until yesterday. It finally was what we all thought it would be yesterday, all crammed into one day. If you missed it, Canada nearly loses. They score with 3 minutes left to tie the game. They do win it in overtime and a goal by Mitch Marner. They take on Finland, who should have lost. They were down 2-0 late, came back, tied it. They win in overtime. Canada, Finland, mostly, NHL players in this one. So Canada's a huge favorite. I think they'll bounce back. But we finally are getting some entertaining stuff with this, and that's the important thing.
You know a hell of a lot more about this than I do, but it seems to me like, just from watching yesterday, the Canadians are more of a dynamic scoring team.
Yep.
And not so much on the defensive end.
Yep.
Do you see it that way?
Yep. Yep.
I mean, absolutely. You don't want to get in overtime with the Canadians.
No, you do not. I think they're very. I think it's a lot more evenly matched between the United States and Canada than the Canada people want to admit. To be quite honest, I think this is close, and I think it's going to be a great game. I do think Canada and the United States are going to win, and I think it's going to be a gold medal game between the two on Sunday morning. So, we are more of a defensive hockey team.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, you pivot to the United States.
Yeah, they're different. They don't have those dynamic scorers.
Yeah, it's a grinded out type of team.
Right.
This was I enjoyed the hell out of the games until we got to our game, because that was just nerve-wracking. Couldn't sit still watching that one against Sweden. So we match up against Sweden. We win 2-1 in overtime. And the problem with this, and I knew this would be this way, Sweden somehow got the 7 seed in the tournament. Yeah. They screwed around and pool play, didn't play very well, but they're the 3rd best team in the tournament. So and it turned out to be a great game. Quinn Hughes with an all-time performance. He scores the game-winning goal. He also was incredible in the game itself. So we now play Slovakia. They don't have a ton of NHL guys, but they're probably the most cohesive, in sync team in the tournament. Their play has been really, really good. So it will not be an easy game for the United States. I would have a hard time betting a side on either one of these. The totals of both games are 5.5. I think they're going over Friday. I think the games will go over. I really think Canada's going to respond and play a really good game.
Yeah.
And I just think the United States-Slovakia game will be more up and down than the Sweden game. So I know you haven't watched a lot of it. You watched it yesterday, though, I'm assuming, right? I mean, what were your takeaways?
Well, we've already nailed it. You're going to have, if provided they both win tomorrow, Canada and the U.S., You're going to have contrasting styles. You got the stars of the NHL and the Canadian team, the offensive stars,
Mm-hmm.
against the grinded out U.S. team that may have an edge at goaltending as well. And slight, you got when you got contrasting styles, you can't really blame the goalie for giving up more goals when the game's more wide open, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I thought Bennington made some great saves late to win that game for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not blaming him at all.
Mm-mm.
It's just contrasting styles. I think there's a ton of pressure on the Canadians to win it all, don't you?
Yeah, I think yesterday showed a lot of fortitude for both the United States and Canada, because that would have been, upset losses. But yeah, the pressure's all on the Canadians. When we get to the gold medal game, I mean, yes, we think we can win, we want to win, but the pressure is always going to be on Canada when it's a
It
hockey.
is, because Canada, that's their sport.
Yeah.
It's like us in basketball.
Right.
All the pressure's on us when you get to those games. The United States, whatever you want to think, they don't look at hockey as that big a deal. If the U.S. loses, most of the country doesn't care.
Right.
They want them to win. They may watch the game, but they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Where Canada, these players have got to live with that loss.
Well,
and the United States, whether they want to admit it or not, is catching up to Canada a little bit in producing players that are U.S. born players.
Yeah. Well,
it's getting better in the U.S.
I think we've caught them. I just don't see a huge discrepancy. Mm-hmm. You go back and you look at the Four Nations last year. We beat them once. They beat us once. They were both games that could have went either way. They're incredible games.
Yeah.
And look, I think our best player, and I think one of the best players in the NHL, I would put him in the top 5, is Quinn Hughes. He wasn't at the Four Nations. He was injured. So,
now where is he from, Aaron? Where is he from? Do you know?
As far as what are you talking about?
What state?
I don't really know where Quinn Hughes is from. He played for Vancouver.
He played college hockey or anything?
I don't know anything about him past what he's done in the NHL for Vancouver, and then now he got traded to the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah.
I don't know where he was born.
Right.
But he's going to make a huge difference in the game, and he would. They were trying to get him on the team for the Four Nations. He wanted to play, but he was too injured. He just couldn't do it. And so I just think that's going to make a big difference. Now, again, they should be favored, talking about Canada, but I really don't think there's that big of a difference between the two teams. And you said it, they've got the flash, and we've kind of got the grinded out type of style. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting.
And the other thing is too, it's a one game take all.
Right. Yeah.
And with hockey, one game doesn't mean a whole lot. You know what I mean? That's the thing about it. It's if it was a series, it'd be a little different, like 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
3 out of 5. But it's a one game deal. Anything can happen in hockey.
That's what makes those games yesterday so exciting. Because it's one and done. And
you're playing for the bronze.
And the way I was 90% of the people that I'm friends with they don't really know what's going on. And I was getting texts like, how are they not, winning this game? And I'm like, guys, this is imagine if the Pittsburgh Penguins played the Philadelphia Flyers. That's what this is. There's not a discrepancy between these two teams.
No.
The top line for Sweden, they're 3 of the best players in the world, period.
Exactly.
All these guys are in the NHL. This is just an NHL versus an NHL game.
Yeah, unless you're a hockey fan, you don't know how universal this is.
Right.
There's players from everywhere in the NHL.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, finally, a couple they looked at the box scores and they were like, wow, Zibanejad and Nylander are on this team. It's there and 20 other guys that are NHL stars. Yeah.
I just think what it would have been if Russia was in this thing.
Oh yeah. Then, honestly, that hurts. And I understand why Russia can't be in it, but
it should be
for me because they are really good too.
Just think how many players they would have.
They'd have a full NHL roster.
Superstar NHL players.
Yep.
That are from Russia.
Yep.
And
for sure.
The other thing in the United States is, two of the best players on the USA team are from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot, but there's a handful of guys in the NHL now from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're starting to see hockey spreading everywhere. They tell me in Dallas, Texas, you can't get an ice rink.
Yep.
You can't get a time on the ice. If you got their youth hockey's unbelievable in Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that way in Tampa.
Yep. Arizona, it's huge.
It's huge.
Mm-hmm. Las Vegas, it's huge.
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
It is. Youth hockey is unreal.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've been to the St. Louis, the big ice complex. So it's a big building. They've got an outdoor rink. They've got 2 practice rinks. It's where Lindenwood plays D1 hockey. Believe it or not, Lindenwood's D1 hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And then the St. Louis Blues practice facility. They're all in this building. And I went on a day after a Blues game. It was a Sunday. I was on the way. It's kind of on the way home from where we live. I was like, I'll just go look. And there were probably, not exaggerating, 200 little kids in all age groups playing on those rinks. So yeah, it's huge. So they were having a tournament. There were people from all over the country there for that tournament. Yeah.
I learned a lot about St. Louis hockey. Remember Ted Hartzler, who, when we had a sporting goods store, was a St. Louis guy.
Yeah.
He was a sporting goods rep, and his kids was playing youth hockey.
Yeah.
And he said, you might have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get skating time. Because from 5 o'clock to midnight, every rink, and there were several facilities you could go and practice. They're full.
Yep.
They're full.
Yep.
And that just is amazing when you think about it.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. And it's shown, like when just go back to, let's just say 2000 through 2014 even, or 12. And then back on before that as well. It's just like we would go to the Olympics with our guys, and it's just like, I mean, if they are in the medal round, that would be like incredible, but it's grown. St. Louis is unbelievable. And a lot of those former players in St. Louis, they stay in St. Louis when they retire, and they built it.
They had.
It's former St. Louis Blues players have built that whole thing up there.
Yeah.
And continue to build on it. And then, of course, Keith Tkachuk, who played in St. Louis, has the 2 boys that are are 2 of our top 3 on the forward line, right? So, Austin Matthews, so maybe the best American player, debatable. He's from Arizona,
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Arizona produces a superstar NHL player.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't
I mean, that's
know
crazy.
What a hockey stick was 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Quinn Hughes. Okay, I got it for you. He was born in Orlando, Florida. There you go.
I'll be darned.
But he, while born in Florida, he primarily grew up in Toronto, has dual citizenship, United States and Canada, and played hockey at the University of Michigan. So he did go to hockey.
He went north,
places. Yeah. So there you go.
It's interesting.
Should be great. I can't wait. The women are going to play Canada today. We're recording this on Thursday. If you're listening to the recording, it's probably over now. United States, Canada for the gold coming up at 12 o'clock Central today. Switzerland just won the bronze medal as well for the women. All right, let's go to college basketball. Let's get a comment in first. Dennis said he was shocked that he found out Louisville had an ice rink. I think about every major place has one. Now, I've never heard about Louisville hockey.
They tell me it's big in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I've heard that. I've heard Tulsa's got a pretty good program.
Oklahoma City used to. Do they still have a minor league team in Oklahoma City?
I don't. If they do, I don't know. They used to be
They used to really support that.
Yes. I remember. I don't know the answer to that. I'm not sure. I would imagine yes, but I don't know.
Too.
Yeah. All right, let's get to basketball. Let's get to, unfortunately, I've been watching this, but I guess fortunately, because it's been really good because there's nothing on at night with the NHL not here for me. So I've been watching college basketball. We'll go through the games. I will say this. I know a little bit more than I knew a couple weeks ago. So I think I can at least talk about some of this stuff. All right. Florida Ole Miss to kick it off. Here's what I know. Florida has caught fire. They're now 2 games ahead of everybody else in the SEC. Ole Miss isn't very good. So is this anything to watch? I guess this will be the first question as we kick it off.
Well, we were talking off air before we started. Right now it's the dog days in college basketball. We're in late February. There's 2-3 weeks left at the most of the regular season.
Yep.
Everybody, there's a lot of teams are playing right now. They're in the tournament. They know they're in the tournament.
Yep.
So they're not quite with it mentally. They're tired. They maybe have an injury or two. Every game in the SEC is worth watching.
Yep.
This one, maybe not.
Okay.
Ole Miss last night took it on the chin at A&M after having a big lead. You have to think. If you're thinking normally, how in the world are they going to they're not very good anyway. They had A&M right where they wanted them last. They could have won a game. That would help. They didn't. Yep. They lost. Florida's playing great. I don't think this will be a game.
Yeah, I would agree. What my little knowledge of it, I don't think so. No.
You don't plan your Saturday afternoon around that. Well, actually Saturday morning.
No, yeah, this one's not going to be on my television. That's for sure. No. All right, let's keep going here. Creighton and St. John's. Now, you may look at the records and go, but I did watch a game last night where Creighton beat Connecticut. Here's what I think was funny about that game. I saw the their coach calling out the fans, and the fans basically saying, you guys suck,
Yeah.
So then they pack the place, and then they lose.
Yeah.
And I just died laughing at that. So can they do it again? Can they beat St. John's, a team that they're very good as well?
Yeah, they are. They're peaking at the right time. St. John's is. They're rolling. That's just what we were just talking about. Creighton goes in there last night. They're not, by Creighton standards, they're having a horrible season.
Yeah, they're not very good.
And they go in there against a UConn team that's steady as it comes. You can't hardly beat them in there. And what's Creighton do? They just shoot the lights out of it. They're hitting everything they shoot, and they beat them. No, they're not going to do it twice. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think
pretty hard to do. That's a pretty hard back-to-back right there. Go to UConn and then St. John's.
I always chuckle because one of the things you hear is like, oh, you can't go there and win, it's impossible, and I always chuckle because while home and road is, it's a completely different thing. Home advantage is a real thing, but the reason why these teams go on long winning streaks at home and they're unbeatable is they also have very, very good players. Like there was a time everybody was like, nobody goes to Norman and win, and then we lost like 4 in a year because we weren't very good. So you may be at home, but you got to show up to play. That's
you do.
And I think Connecticut, they just got caught. They weren't quite ready, and Creighton was, and
and the thing is, it's not going to affect their seeding. When you're Connecticut and you're 20, what are they now? 24-3, and you lose a game, what are you going to do? You're going to drop from a 1 to a 2?
Right. Yeah.
You're not, it doesn't mean anything to lose. You don't want to lose, but it doesn't really hurt you.
No, in the grand scheme of things, it's like,
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It pisses you off if you're a fan, but
yes.
Bottom line, what does it matter? It doesn't matter much.
When you're in their spot, it's not.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're pissed off up there today for sure.
Another
they had that one in the win column, and that's why they lost.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yep. Another place that is pretty hard to go win a basketball game is Allen Fieldhouse. Cincinnati, Kansas. It's another one. Cincinnati, they've kind of fallen. I don't know. I kind of think Kansas wins this one pretty easily.
I think so too. as we predicted, KU had to go off of that tremendous Arizona game into Allen Fieldhouse in Iowa State, and they didn't have anything left for
Yeah.
that game, and they got thumped. And then I thought it was a great bounce back last night. They went down to Stillwater.
Yep.
And it's not easy to play there either.
Mm-mm.
They jumped on them and kicked them. Peterson's back for them now. They're going to be hard to beat going down the stretch. So, by the way, while we're talking about Kansas, well, how about K-State?
Yeah.
Okay, they want to fire their coach. That's okay.
Yeah.
But now they don't want to pay him the buyout because
Yeah.
he berated their wonderful players. And I heard a great comment from Seth Greenberg. I think that's who he is on ESPN, saying a very good point. He goes, these are not amateur players anymore, folks.
Mm-hmm.
They're professionals. They're getting paid money. You can say whatever you want to, and they're not putting out any kind of effort.
Mm-hmm.
Pony up, K-State. You're going to have to pay this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard what he said. I've said it a million times myself.
Yep. Yep.
Not to the players, but not in public, but maybe to
Right.
the players. Hey, guys, you didn't put out any effort last night.
Right.
You got a uniform on, representing your school, your community, and everything else. You owe it to put out some effort.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
nothing wrong with that.
Then the amateur part of college athletics, big time college athletics,
Yeah.
that is gone.
That's gone.
That's over with. Once you're getting paid more than the people in the stands watching
Yeah.
the games, then that's not. I don't care how young you are. That's not going to fly.
No, if you want to fire the guy because they're having a bad year, okay. But you gave him the buyout.
Yes.
He didn't do anything criminal. He didn't do anything at all. These
No.
kids deserve it when they're not playing well.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yep.
accountable.
Yep.
So pony up. You're not going to win this lawsuit.
Well,
No.
this isn't it. I mean, this is a very interesting thing that's starting to happen. And sometimes,
Mhm.
like the Michigan situation, there is cause and it's legit.
Yes. Yes.
But we, LSU tried to do with cause with Brian
Yep.
Kelly. And like this is a thing that, and I think it all stems back to who started this buyout stuff? How did
That's
it get
right.
so big? And why do you keep doing it?
That's right.
It's just crazy.
It is. And if you don't want to pay it up, then don't give them the buyout.
Yeah.
It's we had a little discussion the other day. We don't ever hear about college basketball coaches and buyouts. Well, now we did.
Yeah. There you go.
He's owed $18 million.
Yeah. They don't get as crazy as football, but they're
Right.
there. They are there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And, you
Wild.
got to ask yourself, we kind of mentioned this last week too. Jerome Tang's a good coach, and they're usually pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know what's happened.
Well, we kind of insinuated they're not getting the NIL money.
Yeah.
You have to wonder. I don't know. We don't know that, but Manlow there made a comment about Mississippi's basketball players needs to give back their money.
Yeah.
Well, he knows a lot more about it than I do, but I'm just wondering how much NIL money their basketball program has.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's as much as they invest into the football. I don't know. I don't know what
It's like OU.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I know at OU they don't have a whole lot.
No.
Like I said, you can't really speak on Ole Miss. I don't know the ins
No,
and
I don't
outs of
know
that. But I think that is something that's going to happen more and more. It's like, okay, we got to focus on one thing, basically.
Well,
And
you do.
everything else, you're just kind of fighting for it. Because, again, a lot of these schools, they don't have money to go to all these sports.
No.
They don't have enough boosters. So,
So you got to go to the one that brings in the most revenue.
and I don't know. I don't know the situation at Kansas State, but
No, I don't either.
I think you just kind of assume they probably don't have a ton of money.
Well, and you think about it, yeah, you would assume that. It's
Yeah.
out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's just when you go to
It's
there,
a very
it's like
cool place.
you don't get I don't know how to describe it. Like you don't get a vibe that a lot of like rich kids go to school there. You know what I'm
No.
saying? It feels like
No.
the rich kids kind of go to
It's an
Kansas and kind of the
agriculture
fun
school.
kids go to Kansas State. That's how I would
Yeah,
describe it.
it's an agriculture school. Is
Kansas
what it
State
is.
feels like a school that if you want to go have a great time and a great college experience, go to Kansas State.
That's right. It's a great
awesome.
community. It's a
Yeah.
neatest place. We've been there. It's out in the. It's like 20 miles away from everything.
Yeah.
It's the neatest place in the world.
Yeah.
But I would say it's hard to recruit there.
I think it would be easy to recruit there if you had $1 million to give each player.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's hard to recruit anywhere. I don't even think that's a thing anymore if you have money. But if you don't, I would say it's very tough.
Well, you're
I
right.
would say if you played in a palace, it would be very tough if you didn't have any NIL money. So,
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
yeah. So but again, I don't know that situation,
I
but
don't
that's
either.
what it feels like from the outside looking in.
Yeah, but I think it is time for us to quit looking at these guys as amateurs. They are pros.
100%.
And if you're going to accept the money, then by golly, you need to put out some effort. It's just like a regular job.
Yeah.
You don't do your job, goodbye.
But the problem is, if you were at a job
Mhm.
and you got paid your entire year's salary the very first day you started
That's
your
right.
job,
Yep.
hello, like there's a reason why that doesn't work like that. It doesn't even work like that in the pros. They get a check, it's balanced out. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. A guy comes to Norman, he gets $300,000 for coming. He has a dispute with the coach. I don't know what the hell happened.
No, neither.
He never plays it down. He gets $300,000.
That's right.
What does he care?
That's right.
He's not from Oklahoma. He didn't grow up an Oklahoma fan. He doesn't give a shit. He got his
He
money.
don't care.
No.
Got the money in his back pocket, and
Yeah.
so what?
More power to him, I guess, you know.
I know.
Anyway,
Gonna be a lot more of it, I'll guarantee you.
yeah. All right, we got to get.
Okay, I got you.
Be the whole show, but
Yeah.
we got to get going. North Carolina, Syracuse. So Syracuse, I think they're on the verge of making a lot of changes there. I know the athletic director got. Well, I don't know if he got fired, but he's going to leave at the end of the year. There's problems. North Carolina, though. I mean, it's a tough place to go win a game, but I think North Carolina is the team that you want.
I think they're going to win, but this team is not that good.
Yeah.
And they're not playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a big game for Syracuse just for the heck of it, you know, to beat North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So I like. We don't know what the line is.
Mm-hmm.
If that line's up there around 9 or 10, I think I'm going to take Syracuse in this one.
Yep. I'm not going to take Syracuse. I've watched them too much. I don't think they're very good. A couple of comments here, and I think they're spot on. And Dennis said, and after he gets his money, he'll just go to the next team. Absolutely. That's what they do. And the days of calling them kids are gone, in my opinion. And I'll say this. When you have a coach and he's at a press conference or whatever, and he's calling them kids, I don't think there's anything more cringy than that.
Yeah.
Don't you like our offensive coordinator calls them, the kids are working this, that.
Oh, it makes
that
you
is
puke.
So cringy now.
Yeah.
It is so far from that. And people, I think you could say it back in the day, right? But people now, it's just like, we know that's just doesn't go over. So I'm with I agree with both comments.
They're still kids in the overall realm of things.
They're kids by age.
Yeah, by age.
But when you're going to treat them like this, they're not.
No, because here's the thing. Their parents, whatever, they have their hands out. And they're taking the highest offer. In a lot of, not all of them. There are some that go to these places because they want to play there.
Yeah.
But there's others. I'm not coming there. LSU offers me $500,000 more. Bye.
Yep. See ya.
You're not a kid when you're doing that crap.
No.
And the other thing, that I'm dead set against is once you decide that you're not going to finish out your senior year in high school and you go to college, you're not a kid.
No.
You have sacrificed yourself to the money and everything else. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Join the adult world, boys.
Yep.
And girls. I don't think girls are doing it like boys. I know they're not.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah,
totally agree with you guys. Totally.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's nuts.
And again, like I was one of those people who's like, well, these guys should be getting paid, but like I guess I just was so stupid. I never dreamed that the NCAA would just make no rules or nothing or just
No.
kind of ignore it. And we don't want to mess with. Like I thought it would be like, okay, this player gets X if he makes this. You know what I mean? And like it's structured, and I believe if it was structured, it could work. But
Well, if each team had the same amount of money,
well,
there was a cap.
Or just like
Then the cheating would start again, though.
Yeah, which is, I mean, yeah, I'm not.
When
I don't
you
want to
get into this, it's wide open,
and we can't do it.
It's ruined, and
it makes you not enjoy it. So I'm opting not to think about it. All right, let's go to Penn State and Nebraska. Man, we've had some bad games on so far.
Yeah, they're not real good so far this week.
No, Nebraska. I am on kind of the fence. Is Nebraska good, or are they just kind of
they're good?
Okay.
I don't think they're great.
And I don't. It's just like is it a Sweet 16 team, or are they going to get beat? You think?
They're one that you want to look at who they're playing in the bracket, and if there's a matchup with a physical, tough team that may not have that great record, like let's say they get matched up with Kentucky, somebody like that. Then I think you think I'm not picking them.
Okay.
So no, I think they're probably they're solid 4, 5, 6, something like that. Not top 3.
I'll say this: I like to watch them.
I do too.
I like their coach.
I do too.
I like how they play.
Yep.
Part of me is just like I just think I agree with you. Like, say they go up against a team that plays like Houston plays, not Houston themselves, but a team like that. I kind of think they'll get slowed way down and get beat.
They have to shoot it well.
Yeah, and when that's the other thing, and you're not. I mean, it's unlikely you're going to go through a run there where you shoot the ball well every night in the tournament. I'm talking about. So,
but the fact that we're even talking about Nebraska basketball in the top 10 is unbelievable.
Yeah, let me back up and just say I hope what I'm saying is wrong because
I do too.
I like them, and I kind of like. I don't have any ill will towards Nebraska basketball.
Oh
no. I think it's a good story. I hope they win. But
I think they're going to kill Penn State, though.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, they're going to kill Penn State. I'm talking just more long term. I don't know.
Well, I tell you the other thing, too. You look, they've lost 4 games, all of them in the Big Ten. And I'm telling you what, the Big Ten is loaded.
Well, and that's fair, too. Like, anytime I watch them, I watch them because they're playing a really good team. Like, so that's part of it, too. Yeah. I watch them play really good teams, and that happens.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Miami and Virginia. Why? Okay, explain this one to me because I have not watched either team, to be honest. What? Miami's 21-5 and they're not ranked. Didn't they beat North Carolina the other day? Yeah. So what's the deal here? And this is a good game, I feel like.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
I have no idea. They never get any respect. They don't. They get all the respect in the world in football, and they don't get anything in basketball, which doesn't make you're 21-5.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
They should be a lock.
Yeah, 10-3 in the ACC.
They are.
Yeah.
Although they're kind of playing their way into it to where they're a lock. They're kind of replacing Clemson. We talked about them last week.
Yeah.
They've lost 3 in a row. I think suddenly they're on the bubble. Virginia's safely in 23-3, very underrated. They probably ought to be in the top 10. This is a game, though, that it means a hell of a lot more to Miami than it does Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia's not a blowout type of team, although they score more than they used to. This will be a really good one. It'll be interesting to see what the line is. Hard to pick these games. You don't know what the line is, but I think Virginia ekes it out at home. They're pretty hard to beat at home.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a very interesting game.
Yeah.
I like Virginia in the game. But I'm with you. Like this Miami team, like I said, I haven't watched them, but I follow their scores. Like, damn, they're pretty good. They win every night, I feel like. So, but yeah, Virginia, they're pretty darn good. So
they're solid.
Yeah. All right, back in the SEC, Vanderbilt coming off a loss last night to Missouri. They're at home taking on Tennessee. I don't like this Vanderbilt team very well.
I don't either.
I like Tennessee in this game.
I don't know if you watched any of the Tennessee game with OU last night.
I did not know.
I begrudgingly watched it. Tennessee is playing fantastic right now. Yeah. Oh, you didn't play bad. They had that thing down to 6 or 7 a couple times, and Tennessee just kept making threes. I mean, they were lights out, and they've been doing this now. There's 2 teams in the SEC. Tennessee's one of them that's not ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Texas is the other one. Texas is playing great too.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Vandy is slipping.
Yeah.
OU beat them at home at Vandy. Then Missouri got them last night. That was on the road. And that's not an easy place to go play. But I like Tennessee to win this one. I don't know what the line is. I think they're going to win it.
Yeah, I like Tennessee in this game as well. I don't know. Vanderbilt, I've watched them a few times now. I was like, I don't think they're that great. Yeah, I think Tennessee. And look, we were talking about it. I think it's a huge game for Tennessee because, like I said, they're on a run. They need to keep it going. I mean, they could sneak in there and get a pretty decent seed.
They're very well coached. You know, Barnes does a great job.
Yeah.
And I think they were very young. I think they only had 3 starters or 3 players back from last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taken a while for them to gel. So they're peaking at the right time. This is a team to really look out for going into the tournament.
Yep, I agree with you. All right, let's go to the Fighting Dennis Trustees. That's Louisville.
That's right.
They're at home. They take on Georgia Tech. I watched Louisville a little bit just for Dennis, basically. And I don't know what to think of them, to be completely honest. I don't want to trash them. I don't think they're a bad team.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
I think they're 19-17. How about that?
Yeah, and 19-7. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Well, I think I liked them better last year.
Well, Dennis is more of an expert on what their personnel was like last year compared to the year, but I would agree with you. I don't think they're as good.
No, I don't think they're as good. And I think I think they're supposed to be a little better this year. I don't know. I liked them better last year.
I don't follow them that much, so I don't really know either. But just kind of last year's teams, I think, would have went into SMU and won.
Yeah.
This year's team didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're a threat to win the national championship at all. I'd trade places with them in a heartbeat.
Well, yes.
So
I'd trade places with almost everybody we talked about.
Yeah. So I mean, they're just a good, solid team. Maybe a little bit of a disappointment. I don't know, but if they have trouble with Georgia Tech, then they have some issues. So they should roll Tech on Saturday.
And I agree with Dennis. I think it's a good. I mean, I think they'll beat them pretty easily.
Spot, yeah.
Maybe this is it. And I was with you. He said I loved their heart last year, and I agree. I thought they played hard, really hard. Talent wasn't there. Now it's like they've got bigs, but they're soft. I don't. I mean, I guess maybe that's it. Maybe they're a little more talented, but not.
Hey, if you've got bigs and they're soft, you don't have bigs.
You don't have bigs. That's right.
No. You got height. That's what you got.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You got height. That's right. That's good.
Anytime, at the D2 level, like I follow so rapidly, when I see we get a 6'10" kid, my first thought is this kid cannot score. And they can't. That's why they're D2.
The first thought is definitely, what is wrong with this kid?
Yeah, he's skinny as a rail, which is normally what they are. They're 6'10", weigh about 175, and they can't score.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe a 6'10" kid cannot score, but they don't have any hands. They can't catch the ball. Yep. They can't shoot the ball. All they can do is dunk it.
Yep.
And they're weak, so they can't get to the basket to dunk it unless it's a breakaway. So
I would say we've had 2 kids that were legit big kids.
Mm-hmm.
And one was from Puerto Rico. And when he got to Southern, he was like, I don't know how you describe him.
He blew out his knee.
He got hurt, but he also, he was very skinny, and he didn't to me, didn't really know how to play.
Right.
And he became an absolute stud. By the time he
did.
was, I mean, that last year he could have played anywhere in the country. He was
Yeah.
that good. And then the other kid, Keen Toman, was just a
Just
old
hasty.
country boy
Yeah.
that just got better every year.
Yeah,
His first year, it's
out
like,
of
oh, he
Illinois.
sucks.
I think he was from
Yeah.
Illinois.
Yeah, it's
Middle school.
when he first got there, you're like, oh, he'll never. He
Oh
can't
my
do
God.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had a coaching staff there then that could
Yes.
develop players.
Yeah.
And if you stuck with them and you had a little bit of talent and you worked hard, you'd get better, especially if you're 6'10", like
Yep.
he was.
Yep.
But yeah, that first year he didn't play hard at all. And he put on some weight, developed an inside game, was superstar by the time he was a senior.
By the time he graduated, he was a stud. Yeah. He could have. He's another one could have played anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, he could.
Great players, like you said. Great head coach. We haven't had one since. All right, let's go Kansas State, Texas Tech next. I don't care what anybody says. That guy, Robert Korn, one of the best basketball coaches ever.
And a better person.
He was fantastic. All right.
He was a better person, too.
For sure. Yeah.
Just a great guy.
He'd still be a coach in there, I think, if you hadn't ran him off. But all right, K-State, Texas Tech next. So they ran him off to get Jeff Boschee, and then Jeff Boschee ditches them for their rivals. So they got exactly what they deserved. I haven't liked that. I would
agree. Nobody cares.
I have not been able to get into that program since that. So, okay, Kansas State and Texas Tech. Texas Tech without their best player. Kansas State without any players. So what happens here?
Well, they rolled Baylor the other night. They rallied.
Yeah,
That was at home though, and that was to be expected. Baylor's going through a horrible season by their standards, and Tech's lost their best player. Tech is really sneaky good, and now that really hurts.
That's sad.
It really does.
Yeah,
they should handle this game, but down the road, I think you never know. They may rally around it, and man, you lose your best player this time of the year, you're in trouble.
No, 100%. I think they win this game, but I think their season's over as far as their aspirations of making a run. It's not going to happen. Yeah. All right. Big 12, every single day there's a Big 12 game. It feels awesome. I was telling Manlow the other day. He asked, how do you guys, he was asking Pedlo and I, how do you guys feel about being the SEC now? I said, God, for football, I wouldn't change it. I love it. It is so much better than what it used to be.
Yeah.
I said, I do miss basketball. The Big 12 basketball, I miss it. I still resonate more with the Big 12 when it comes to basketball.
I do too.
I watch the conference more than any other conference.
And the SEC in basketball is very, very good.
Oh, yes, but
the Big 12 is too.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know what it is. I just like Big 12 basketball.
Well, I think we're used to the arenas and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, the way it got in football, there wasn't a team in it other than Texas
and
that
Oklahoma
had that kind of mystique. But when you look at Big 12 basketball, like there's a lot of teams that have that mystique, Anyway, go ahead.
If you don't have anything to do and it's freezing cold outside and 2:00 Saturday afternoon and you like basketball, get to this one.
I'll go a step farther. If it's 90 degrees outside and you got a ton to do, cancel the plan. Arizona, Houston, it's going to be awesome.
And then Monday night, you got Houston and Kansas.
I know.
At Lawrence.
So Houston had to go to Iowa State. Now they get Arizona at home, and then they have to go to Lawrence. An incredible game at Iowa State. State, Hilton Magic gets the job done. What do you think? I think Houston wins this game.
I do too. I would bet the house on them.
Yeah, I think they're going to bounce back with.
I think Arizona's probably better. I'd hate to think I had to go into Houston and beat that team. I mean, I don't know how good they are. You don't ever hear about Houston kids going to the NBA.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot.
No. But that game the other night, that first half, I couldn't believe I was watching Houston because it was 43-40.
Oh, they were knocking down shots, both teams. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, it ain't going to end up 43-40, or we're not going to have 86-80.
No.
It ended up what 70-67. I think.
Yeah, it was a slugfest. Second half, I don't think
Oh,
either
that
team
second
got to
half they were
30.
knocking the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
And the thing that impressed me the most is Iowa State beat Houston at their own game.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you think Iowa State was just as physical as Houston?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, they got after Houston.
Iowa State is damn good, and
Yes, they
they're
are.
built a lot like Houston. They're tough as hell. Their coach is tough as hell. Like that's how he likes to play. And
Yeah,
it was an incredible game that then
It
turned
was.
into a rock fight in the second.
it was. And the same thing that beats Houston so many times is they can't score at the end of the game. Right?
No,
That's what cost them the national championship last year.
that's
They never
Kelvin
changed.
Sampson for 25 years. The
Yep.
last 5
They
minutes, they
Cannot get that ball in the basket.
no,
They didn't even get good shots.
no, they didn't.
They shot way too many threes.
Yep.
Which could be a weakness. I don't know. This team's record is fantastic. So obviously they're good and they're a contender to win it all, no doubt about it. And they'll be there in the top 8, probably for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have that dominant scorer that can go get you that bucket you gotta have.
Well, and I love Kelvin Sampson. I think he's great.
He is
One of the best to ever do it. But
Mhm.
we watch it at Oklahoma.
Yep.
and it's
That's
just
the weakness.
when you get into that last part of the game, they just go into a shell.
They
and
do.
They can't score.
They just don't have that guy
No,
that can get you that bucket you gotta have.
no,
Everything else is as tough.
no. Yeah.
It's everything you want. And the thing that is so impressive is they rarely have a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
They'll stink it up offensively, and the game will be kind of close sometimes. But they're playing at a different level. They're just you've got to beat them.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not going to give it to you.
No,
Yeah.
and they'll never give in. And it's amazing, really. But that's the weakness. And so I think this will be a great game. Arizona is really good.
Yeah.
They are really good. They've kind of hit a little bit of a wall.
Well, huge win last night, I thought, though.
It was.
Get through it.
Yeah, but they're not dominating like they did.
No.
But still, this is a really, really good, solid program. And this is another program that doesn't get the recognition they deserve because they can't win it all either.
Yeah. No, I agree. And they were close. And, the one year I thought it was their best team, and then their best player got hurt. You remember in the tournament? You remember that? And
you talking about Houston?
Yeah, I'm talking about Houston. Oh, you're talking about Arizona.
That was 2 years ago. Yeah,
2 years ago. Yeah, you're Arizona same way. Yeah,
I believe they would have won it all if he hadn't got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some bad luck, but no, to your point, Arizona's it's the same. They just
year in and year out. Well, they're like Gonzaga. Sorry if John.
There you go. Yeah.
I
like
swore I was going to say Gonzaga, and what did I do?
Listen, I have corrected myself a million times, and I still do it. So
yeah,
all right. So all right, Houston for both of us.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's go Missouri, Arkansas next. A great rivalry and should be a great game. Arkansas is coming off just a freaking heartbreaker.
Oh my God.
In Alabama, Missouri's coming off like that win over Vanderbilt was close.
Huge.
Yeah, huge for sure. I think Arkansas is a better team. I like Arkansas.
I do too.
I actually think Arkansas is pretty good.
They're very good.
Yeah.
Missouri was the last team out. No, first team out.
Okay. Well, there should be.
I think they have to win this one.
You think
to
so?
solidify themselves?
Yeah.
I think if it really helped last night, that might have been an elimination game for them if they had lost at home to Vanderbilt. Well, they won it.
Mm-hmm.
If they can go to Fayetteville and win, I don't know how you keep them out unless they just collapse in the last couple of weeks. When is the last time I'm sitting there trying to think the last time a college basketball player scored 49 points?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
Arkansas, in case you guys didn't see it, had a kid score 49 points. I think he's a freshman.
Yeah.
49 points. I'm trying to think, when is the last time?
Yeah. Well, they flashed that graphic up on the screen. I was like, holy cow, he's got that many. Yeah.
49
He
points.
played great.
I don't remember the last time a college basketball player scored 49 points. I
don't either.
remember when Buddy Hield was at OU and they went to Kansas, he had like 45 one night up there.
Yep.
That went
Yep.
into double overtime like this one did.
Yep.
But he not only was scoring points, he was making passes. It was an incredible game.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he does that every night or not.
Well, I
mean,
think
I've
he's
heard of. I mean, not score 49, but I don't know if he's a dominant player or not. I've heard.
Yeah,
of him.
I think he's their best player.
Yeah. So he just went off last night, I guess.
Yeah.
A great game. If you like offense, man, back and forth, 117 to 115 in double overtime. Alabama played good. Alabama's low. They're good. They're solid. I like Arkansas. If they can bounce back, and they will, it's at home. Now, if this game was in Columbia, that'd be a different story. Because the Hogs don't play as well away from home. They don't.
No, never have.
No.
Yep.
I think they win by 10.
Yep, I agree with you. Does Kentucky have seller's remorse for pushing Cal out yet?
Great question.
So I was in Lexington, Kentucky when this happened, believe it or not. We were there. I believe that may have been Bluegrass Day. It had to have been. I wouldn't have been there if it wasn't. And pretty much the thoughts amongst the people in Kentucky is, please get him out of here. Please. Thank God he's leaving, basically. You wonder what they think about now. I don't know.
I'm just wondering, I don't have any idea. Is that a place where they want to be able to control the coach?
I don't know. I think they just want to win. I think that's what it is more than anything. I don't know, though. I don't know the inner workings of it. That's for sure.
I think he does a great job. I always have.
I do too.
He's one of these guys that I'm not kissing your ass.
Yeah, no, and he's going to say whatever.
And I just wonder if maybe they want you to kiss. Maybe they want you to kiss their ass. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know enough about what's going on there, but I also think his personality probably wears thin on you.
Oh, I would say so.
And I think he probably had just been there a little bit too long. And they listen, they got upset in the tournament a lot. And
yeah, they do.
That
I've always admired him for when he was going through that time there when he was getting all those one and dones at Kentucky. He'd have a whole team. All five starters were not going to be there the next year. He was having to redo his roster every year before it became the thing.
Yep.
Getting those guys to play so well together and share the ball, I thought was remarkable. And they always played good defense too.
Yeah.
I think he's a great coach. I've listened to some of his press conferences. I just die laughing at some of the things he says.
Well, I mean, he agrees with everything we're talking about when it comes to NIL.
He does.
Tell you that much. He absolutely cannot stand what's happening. It. So yeah.
I think he's a good fit for down there, but he may wear thin. I don't know. You're around the Arkansas fans so much more than I am. I guess they like him.
Oh yeah, I think everybody likes him.
Okay,
but again, last year
they keep liking him though. If he doesn't,
no.
Right. Well,
look, last year there were no expectations. He got him in they were ready to turn on him, and they made an unbelievable second half kind of rally. And to me, that last year kind of proved to me he's damn good because they were dead.
They were. Is this year too? Is this his second year?
Yeah, this is second year. So he rallies them. They get to the Sweet 16. They should have won that game and got to the Elite Eight. They blew it. But now there's expectations. So it's like if they say they get beaten the first round this year, they're not going to like him.
No, nobody does though.
Exactly.
The thing is, they're missing something. Now you probably watch them a lot more than I do because Madison's my niece, your cousin, staying with you guys while she goes to college, and she's a big Arkansas fan. So you probably see them a little bit more than I do. Mm-hmm. It seems like they're missing something. I don't know what it is.
Inside, they don't have any inside game.
Okay.
They've got height, but they don't have bigs.
Oh, so they're small. Okay. Well, I see, just looking at scores, I haven't seen them a lot. I've seen them some. It's like they don't play very well defensively.
They don't. They
They
can't
give
guard
up.
inside. They cannot
Yeah.
guard inside at all.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a
a
big
problem in the SEC.
It's yeah, it is for
When
sure.
you go up against the Floridas and those teams, yeah.
Yeah. That's they
And
constantly
gonna
complain
get 'em
about
beat.
that, and then you watch it and you're like, yeah, they can't.
And it's gonna get them beat in the tournament.
Yeah.
You gotta have to guard.
Connecticut's got to bounce back. They take on Villanova. Villanova 21-5 and not ranked. Still, that's interesting. But I think this is a bad spot now for Villanova, because I think if Connecticut would have lost or would have won, they
Yeah.
might slip up
agree.
here. I think they're more focused now for this.
I think so too. I'm
Yeah.
with you. Yeah, I would have taken Villanova and whatever the points were.
Yeah.
But I can't do it now either. I think UConn might bounce back. Villanova's playing great though, and they're winning games on the road. They got off to a bad start. I think that's why they're not ranked. That and the Big East is weak.
Yep.
There's only 3 teams in the Big East, which is odd in itself. So
Very.
anyway, I'm with you. I think I'm going to have to take UConn in that one.
Alabama, LSU. Can Alabama keep it going? They're pretty terrible. So
In the SEC, they are. Yeah.
I would think Alabama probably should go there and win, right?
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
You can get into LSU for the game for $13.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
they
think
care a lot about basketball down there too. I wonder what their NIL structure is in basketball.
They're a school that you just don't hear a lot about usually in basketball.
No, I'd say the women's program gets all the NIL money in basketball.
There you go. So we got number 2 versus number 4, and then we got number 1 versus number 3.
Yeah.
Pretty good weekend there as far as that goes. Michigan and Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan is the favorite here. That makes me want to bet Duke badly. Should I do it?
I don't know. This may be for the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah.
In the tournament. Is this not this? We talked about this a couple of weeks. This is the nuttiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Right. Why is this happening?
I don't know. Usually when these conferences do this, you just play one conference and you play all the games on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And most of the times it might be in January, but we're at the end of this. Yeah. And the game's in DC.
Yeah.
It's like a game you play November the 21st.
That's what I was going to say. You're
a showcase.
You turn it on and it's like, oh wow, they're going to play. That's cool.
Yeah. And I don't know. This sounds stupid. I have no interest in it because it doesn't mean a shitting thing. It doesn't mean anything.
They're both going to be number 1 seeds.
Probably, unless they fall apart. I tell you what. I think Michigan's the best team in the country.
Yeah.
They went to Purdue the other night. They didn't have any trouble.
I know. I noticed that.
You don't go into Purdue and just shove their ass around.
No.
And they did. When they're on, which 25 out of 26 times
they've been on, yeah.
I guess they've been on pretty much all year. They're pretty hard to beat. And obviously, and Duke, they win because they're Duke. I don't know how good they are, but they're obviously good. So
they're 24-2. So
I can't pick Michigan.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. That game's not at Duke.
No, it's Washington, D.C. Yeah.
I think Michigan beats them.
All right. Well, there you go.
Okay. My buddy is a big Michigan fan, and we were talking, and he goes, or I said to him, I'd just soon lose. I wouldn't want to be the number 1 seed going into that stupid tournament.
Yeah, I just don't think it matters.
I don't want to be number 1. Let me be number 2. Let Duke be number 1.
I mean, as long as you're a number 1 seed, what's it matter if you're the first number 1 seed or the 4th? You know,
I don't know, but
the way they set that tournament up,
I know right.
It doesn't really matter.
No, I think you got to think who's got the most incentive. I don't know either one of them does. If I'm coaching in that game, I want to win it, but I'm not going to kill myself to win this game, and I'm not going to kill my players to win this game.
For sure.
I'm not going to sit and practice for 3 hours to beat Michigan this time of the year.
Right.
I'm not going to do it.
Well, I agree with that. Yeah.
So I don't know that it matters who wins this game. but it costs you $332 to get in.
So a lot of people do care about it. That's
They do,
that's for sure.
maybe.
All right, let's keep going. Illinois and UCLA next here. UCLA, Cronin made some comments, and he's getting hot water for it right now as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But Illinois, I really like this team. I think they can make a run. But can they go to UCLA and win? It's a tough little matchup here for them.
They absolutely beat the dog watt out of USC last night.
Yeah. Yep.
101 to 64.
Yep.
Obviously, I picked USC. That's why I'm mad. Well, it was 10 points. I mean, wouldn't you think they could have, USC's not bad.
Yeah.
UCLA plays a little bit better than I think this is a game they got to win.
Yeah, I agree with
you.
you.
They may not make the tournament if they lose.
Yep.
But I like Illinois. I think
Illinois.
they're much better.
I do too.
Yep.
All right, Pacific taking on Gonzaga. There you go. I said it right.
You did.
Gonzaga. Now look, I give them Gonzaga a ton of credit. They always schedule very difficult out of conference,
They
right?
do.
But look, when they get in this West Coast Conference, and I like the West Coast Conference. When you
There's
see
some good
two
teams
teams
in
that
there.
aren't Gonzaga match up, they're usually pretty good. They just are so much better than everybody else, other than like St. Mary's every now and then. It's another one. I just like. They're not going to. I know they got beat. Wasn't it Portland State beat them?
The worst team in the West Coast.
Right. It's
one
not,
of them anyway.
It's not going to happen again, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I think what happens to them, they need to play Duke this time of the year.
Yeah, I would agree because, like you said, they play all those tough games early because you have to because you're in the conference after that, and then they don't play again until they get to the tournament. Yeah,
right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but at the same time, how are you going to knock them? I mean, it's what they do every year is phenomenal.
Well, I'm certainly not knocking them.
No.
I
admire them. They just reload.
Yeah.
They lose players. You think, well, next year they're 26-2. This guy does a hell of a job up there.
This is another program. You talked about Arizona, you talked about Houston, and then Gonzaga. I mean, they really deserve a national title at some point.
They do. That would cement the whole thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. And God, they've been close, and they just can't get there. But yeah.
And I don't think this is one of their better teams, but
no,
they're still damn good.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it. Probably, you sit around and you talk about great coaches, but kind of forget him sometimes.
I would agree. Yep.
And I think it's because he's out there in Washington, and it's Gonzaga, which everybody knows who they are, but they just don't get a lot of ink until, most of the season you don't think about them much.
Right. Yeah, you just don't. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
they play real late at night.
Well, they play at night, and then, like you said, they play their marquee games early, and then you don't. It's like, okay, we'll worry about them when it's NCAA tournament time because they're out there, and that won't be a problem.
Yeah.
And that's just how people look at it. So
yeah.
But look, I'm with you. I think I admire them. I think they're good. I think this is a good team. I think they can make a little bit of a run.
Oh, they're Sweet 16 for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
And let's face it, you make it to the Sweet 16, you've had a hell of a year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you said earlier, I would switch places with them.
Oh yeah, I would be looking forward to the NCAA tournament a lot more than I am right now. So
yes, that's true. All right, last one. And this is kind of the team that I adopt is Iowa State because
I love to watch them.
Again, I don't have any. We root for Oklahoma, so what? I mean, there isn't anything for us to talk about really.
Yeah.
So I'll go to. I root for Iowa State, but they're a very different team away. And
no, they are.
Will they go to BYU and win this game? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't bet them on the road. I bet them at home. So.
Yeah, I would say BYU's a little bit on the bubble.
I don't think BYU's that good.
I don't either. But that is a tough place to go play.
Yep.
And Iowa State's coming off that huge Texas or Houston slugfest where if you watch that game, you know what I'm talking about. They left it all on the line in that game.
Yeah.
Now that was on Monday, so they've had plenty of time. If they had to go play them, if that was like on a Wednesday and they had to go,
Yeah, it'd be rough.
yeah, but they've had time to digest that and get over it. So they've had Kansas and Houston back to back.
Yeah.
And now they got to go to BYU, which I don't think is the 23rd team in the country.
Yeah.
It's got to be well, let's see what that spread is.
Yeah. It's being at night, I think it's tougher as well.
Oh yeah. I think they'll be favored, but I don't think it'll be by much.
I would agree. A couple points, two and a half, 3.5, probably.
I think so too.
I'll probably just watch it. I ain't gonna bet it.
No, it's too tricky.
I don't like betting them on the road. I just don't. So.
No, it's too tricky.
I would bet them if they were playing the Lakers. I'd bet them at home. I swear to God. It's like, my handicapping when it comes to Iowa State is if they're at home.
I would bet them if they were playing the Lakers, but maybe the Pelicans.
When they're at home, I'll bet. That's my strategy. That's my college basketball strategy. Iowa State at home. Okay, yeah, we'll do that one.
I usually bet them at home and Kansas.
Well, yeah, okay, for sure. Yeah,
that's two that. And Duke.
Patrick and I last night on Mad Dog Radio, we got to talking about college towns because Patrick's like us. He loves college towns, and he said he lives out in California, but his family lives in Michigan. He grew up in Michigan, so he said I 1 year I took the cross country drive. I didn't fly it. I wanted to drive it because he wanted to see some things.
Mm-hmm.
And Lawrence, Kansas, and Allen Fieldhouse was on the list.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about college towns, and we got to talking about Ames, Iowa. He's never been there, but he goes, Hilton Coliseum is just as a legendary place as Allen Fieldhouse. But he says, I feel like it gets overshadowed or forgotten sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just for whatever reason it doesn't have that same hype. But he said it's the same thing. Said, oh yeah, it is.
And those historic arenas, I'm sure they update them and stuff, but they don't change they're just like Allen Fieldhouse. You walk into that place and you think, holy shit, where did I just walk into?
Yeah,
you just feel the vibe. When you just walk into the place, it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's old and it's archaic. I mean, it's not fancy at all. Kansas has beautiful colors and it's all blue and red and Jayhawk everywhere. It's
we were talking about true college towns and how cool every one of them are. He's like, have you ever been to a true college town that you didn't like? I was like, no, actually, I haven't. Like he said, there's something about them. It's so cool. And we were talking about, you go to an NFL game, let's say, and you park in a big parking lot. He says, and it all just feels corporate. He goes, oh yeah. And then you go to a football game on a college campus and you're parking in somebody's yard and you're walking through neighborhoods to get to, and I was like, yes, exactly. That's what makes it so cool.
It is.
So yeah,
I'll tell you, Fayetteville, Arkansas is hard to beat.
100%. Like we even talked. Like I was telling we were talking about Manhattan, Kansas, which it's a great place.
Oh,
and then believe it or not, I'd never been to Stillwater until that concert last year. And you're driving, and he said every college town is the same. You're driving in the middle of nowhere. You're like, where in the hell am I?
Yeah. And
then you see off in the distance some buildings. It's like, okay, that must be it. And then you get there and it's like, wow, this is a really cool place.
It is.
It
is. They're all unique.
Yeah.
Boulder, Colorado.
Oh yeah. Now I would compare Boulder. I don't think it's a true college town.
No, I don't either.
It's got a lot more than just the college. Okay, let me back up. When I say true college town, what I'm meaning is if you took the college out of the town,
right,
it would be absolutely nothing.
Boulder's too close to Denver.
Right. And I told Patrick, Norman's too close to Oklahoma City.
It didn't used to be, but it is now.
But the way
it's all growing together. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's a college
Not like
town.
it used to be. Yeah.
but it's not like it used to be. No, I totally
Mm-mm.
agree. I
No.
don't. When we
You
go to
know-
Norman, I don't get that same feeling as when
No.
we went to some of these other places.
No.
Yeah.
Fayetteville is starting to become that way too, because
Yeah.
Northwest Arkansas is just a zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
So Dan and
There we go. Hi, Dan.
the first time we went to Manhattan, we went to a football game. This has probably been, well, I think Sam Bradford was the quarterback, so it's been forever. Or where did we go before even? I can't remember.
We went up there twice. He definitely
Yeah.
was a quarterback once. I think we went after he was gone. I think Landry
We
might have been.
did. Landry Jones was the quarterback the
Yeah.
next time. Yeah. And that was they won both games. So that it's good. That makes good experiences,
Yeah.
right? But we were driving and we're like, this is going to be awful. Because it is in the middle of nothing.
Nothing.
And we were like, where the hell are we even going? And
Yeah, it's 20 miles off the interstate.
yeah. And then you get there and they're like, this is cool. And then
It is.
you parked in the middle of a cow pasture.
It was a cow pasture. You had to step around cow manure.
Yeah. And you get there and it's like, this place is awesome. Like,
That's really cool.
it's amazing. Yeah.
Now I'll tell you a place that's not.
Oxford, Mississippi is I've never been, but I've heard it's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
I've been there, Curtis.
That's right.
It's really pretty, and it's
Yep.
a college town.
Yep.
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah. You've been.
I've
You
been.
don't like it?
I do like it.
Oh, you do? Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's a little too close to Detroit, but it's still pretty cool.
Okay.
Ohio State is really cool, but it's in a humongous city.
See, Ohio State is not a college town. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's a good
humongous-
example. I'm sure the campus is great. It's
is.
an unbelievable place, but
It
it's not
is.
really a college. The Columbus is huge.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
I tell you, a college town, and I don't like
Okay. That's, yeah.
Columbia,
Um,
Missouri. I don't like that. I don't get a campus vibe there.
I'm in the mid. I don't hate it. I hate the football part of it.
Yeah, and they've improved that a lot.
Yeah, I know. I would need to go
I'm
back.
trying to think of another one. You've never been to Duke. That one is unique.
Love to go
And
there.
Chapel Hill.
Yeah. Yeah. Would love to go
Those
there.
are Duke is different than anyone I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Florida's pretty cool. Tuscaloosa is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Obviously. Auburn's a weird place, but anyway, I've never been to Georgia. I'd like to go over there to see
I
what
would too.
that's like.
Yep.
That's a great idea Patrick had.
Yeah. Oh, he's like a presidential historian. He loves old presidents. So he went to like their hometowns and stuff.
Did he ever go to Carter's? Because you got to go there, Patrick, if you're listening.
I don't know if he did. Where is it at?
Plains, Georgia, and that is a must-see if you're a presidential historian.
Huh. I'll tell him about it. I'll ask
So
him.
he's got to go.
Okay. All
He's
right.
got to trust me on this one.
He's been to a lot of them. So yeah. A couple comments here. The Louisville. Yeah, Louisville's definitely not a college town. But I would agree. Like I've hung out around the campus there. 'Cause you have to if you're at Churchill Downs. It's just right over there. I like Louisville's campus a lot. I like their facilities a lot. But yeah, it's not a college town. It's too big of a
Right.
place for
Right.
sure. Here's an interesting one. He said that Knoxville is kind of meh. I've never been. Have we been there? I don't think I've ever been.
I
there.
have been there. I agree with you.
Okay, interesting.
I agree. It's weird.
Bloomington. Love to
Okay.
go there. I've
I
never
can
been
see
there.
that.
Yes.
Notre
too.
Dame. I forgot Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, I've heard was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the mystique
Right.
of going there. It's
Yep.
just, yeah. Yeah, there's some neat places.
Yeah. For
That's
sure.
a great. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a dog. See if I'm going to go rent a dog.
Rent a dog. Okay.
Yeah, to go with me on this trip. So I
Okay.
can have somebody to talk to on the trip when I'm heading. I don't think I'll go west though. I don't think there's a lot of great college towns west.
I'd have to look around. Yeah, nothing pops out, immediately when you're thinking of it. A lot of bigger bigger cities
Yeah,
of college.
Yeah, I want to go.
Just first kind of thinking about it.
Yeah.
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 Well, all right. All right, that'll do it, guys. Guys, I got to get out of here. Got another show coming up with Samich, and then we'll be back for Blinkers Off. Blinkers Off will be this evening. So I don't know a time just yet, but should be this evening. So, all right, any final words before we get out of here?
No, I don't. Our beautiful weather's getting ready to end, though.
I know. Yeah,
It's supposed to get colder. So.
Good thing we got these college basketball games.
That's right. Oh, I'm going Southern games tonight. So,
who are they playing tonight?
Fort Hays tonight.
Ooh, that'd be good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody have a good rest of your weekend. We'll be back here next week with another show. All right, guys. Thanks everybody for watching. Good luck, United States, coming up here with the women in 1 hour, and then the men on Friday. All right, guys. We will see you next time.